trouble in your eyes now, but I know there's always a way. From sunrise till dawn, I'll be here waiting. From sunrise till dawn, I'll never stop. I'll fix you up, make everything much smoother again. I'll fix you up, from sunrise till dawn, my friend. I'll fix you up, with these hands and heart so true. I'll fix you up, Daniel, I'll fix you up. The connections might be tangled, the power source has lost its spark, but every wire tells a story, and I can mend what's torn apart. From sunrise till dawn, I'll be here waiting. From sunrise till dawn, I'll never stop. I'll fix you up, make everything run smooth again. I'll fix you up, from sunrise till dawn, my friend. I'll fix you up, with these hands and heart so true. I'll fix you up, Daniel, I'll fix you up. When the current isn't flowing, when the signals disappear, I'll be here with tools and patience, make the static crystal clear. Every cable, every circuit, every problem that you bring, I'll restore what time is broken, make the whole world sing. So don't you worry about tomorrow, don't you stress about today. I've got maintenance for your troubles, and I'll chase them all away. I'll fix you up, make everything run smooth again. I'll fix you up, from sunrise till dawn, my friend. I'll fix you up, with these hands and heart so true. I'll fix you up, Daniel, I'll fix you up. Hey, Daniel, everything's good as new. Hey, Daniel, I'll fix you up for you.
Welcome, everybody. Excuse me. I am your host, Daniel. Again, I would like to thank all the new subscribers to this channel. Thank you for subscribing and helping this channel grow. And this is a reminder, if you like the content that's on this channel and you're not a subscriber to this channel, please do me a big, huge favor and subscribe to this channel and help this channel grow. I really appreciate it. So today is Judge David Fleischer. I like this guy. But yeah, I will be here and I will have my mic muted. But I will be watching everything. So here we go. Stupid ads. All right, we're going to get started here in a minute.
On anyone, and if you pick up a third case, I'm going to do la cucaracha on all of your bonds. What time does court start? Mr.
8:30.
What time did you get here?
I didn't have to come today.
Yo tenía que comunicarme con mi abogado después de las 4.
After the 4th, I was supposed to communicate with my lawyer.
I ordered you to come here
Yo le
today
ordené
because you
venir hoy.
have a new case. You are on bond for an assault. You now have picked up a new assault. You are now facing another year and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Defendant and the defendant dating relationship. On 11/27/24, officers were dispatched to an assault in progress in Harris County, Texas. Officer met with other officers who had already detained the defendant. The officer spoke to the complaining witness, who stated the defendant pulled her hair at the house and that she felt pain. She stated that they had been driving down Westheimer and the defendant attempted to take her purse that had a flash drive that had fraudulent scam material on it. Complaining witness said the defendant was trying to scam San Jose Gas Oil, and the information was on the USB drive. Complainant stated that they started to fight, and she scraped her hand on the purse and felt pain. Complaining witness also stated no threats were made, and the suspect did not put his hands on her. Defendant stated they were arguing in the car, and the complaining witness slapped him twice and scratched him. Defendant stated he felt pain. The witness stated she worked security and she saw the traffic was backed up, so she drove up and saw the complaining witness and the defendant in a stopped car in the street. She said she saw the complainant and the defendant fighting. Complaining witness was trying to exit the vehicle, and that's when the defendant pulled her hair. Witness stated the complainant exited and ran across the street and called 911. Officers observed blood on passenger window where complaining witness was sitting. Officers also observed complaining witness to have injuries to both hands.
Your Honor, no, the one thing I just wanted to point out was more on the dates, in that apparently he thought that the new case was set for December 5th. This document, it refers to December 5th, but down the bottom, it looks like then it was ordered that he appear at the court's next docket on Wednesday, December 4th, because the original case that we had been here for, the first case, his appearance was waived on that case. So he got confused and thought it was waived, and I think he was
Ordered
supposed
him to appear because of the new case that came up. So regardless whether he comes at 8:30, he comes at 9:30, I don't think I've ever taken someone in for coming in at 11:30, for coming in at 12. But I do have a problem when you pick up a new case.
yes, sir. And
It's alleged here that you have assaulted this person, and they have now provided me with enough evidence that I'm going to find probable cause that it occurred. Joe?
Your Honor, the only thing I can say is the client has vigorous defenses. Obviously, that's not the appropriate point to point out. But I don't know, was the complaining witness out on probation at this time, or because she herself was under some legal.
All I know is that
Very
is
serious.
it 2 times that he pulled her hair, or was it just 1 time? It sounded like it was.
Just a one-time, Judge.
He was trying to prevent her from, she was gonna go out with the moving vehicle, was what his position was. He was trying to keep her from getting hurt, from going out of the moving vehicle.
I didn't hear anything about that.
Because I believe what happened is she called and reported this afterwards. They left the scene and then she called, phoned it in and reported it after.
So is she trying to jump out of a moving car and he's pulling her hair to keep her in? Well, but then the witness sees them outside of the car arguing, and then he pulls her hair outside of the car.
I heard that. I did hear that,
So
Your
the
Honor.
witness saw the defendant and the complaining witness inside the vehicle fighting. The witness tried to get the complaining witness out of the motor vehicle, and then the defendant
Picked up a new
pulled her back
case.
by her hair.
Are we supposed to be happy you're on bond for an assault and you pick up a new assault?
Yo no daría daño nunca a la persona que
Well,
quiero.
now is, I mean,
I would never hurt somebody that I'm with.
Por favor, me quiero que diga su señoría. Ella es mi novia. Ella ahora mismo está en la prisión.
She's my girlfriend. She's right now in jail. He has,
Porque ella está enviciada en la droga.
she's has problems. She's drug addicted to drugs.
Yo quiero que ella la
Okay,
I want her to be hospitalized.
you,
The only reason that was relevant, Your Honor, if I could help him out, is that he did tell me beforehand to help the court and the system, is that she has been his girlfriend for many years, and that he has one child he supports along with his mother, who's here today, and he works as a driver, and he does support them all. But she does have this problem with drugs and has this pending case. He himself suffers from depression and diabetes, but he does manage to work in order to support them all. If these are just things that maybe the court could consider, because it would be a real hardship for them to lose the income. Now, he would agree to any kind of additional controls in terms of staying away from her, but maybe 200 feet away or things like that, because she's not living with them. The child is not hers, it's from a previous relationship that he supports, but they're actually two. One is 7 years old, one is 7 years old, and the other one is 3 years old. And so we're talking some very fairly young children that's in his custody. Now, his mother has been helping maintain him. She's back there on the second.
The complaining witness is currently in jail. I believe in Harris County Jail.
This complaining witness?
Yes, Judge. I'm just trying to figure out, for what, all I see is an out-of-county charge, so maybe there was a warrant.
Given a cause number?
So it shows up kind of weird. I have like an out-of-county cost.
That's okay,
But
just-
I don't know if it will show up.
Is it a 2? Is it a 3? What?
No, it's like OOC.
No, that's,
Yeah.
huh?
Yes, I was gonna start with that.
Yeah, you can look up, yeah.
Yeah.
0326
Oh, hold on.
Austin.
0326.
8412.
It was Austin, Your Honor.
No, it didn't pick up. 0326 8412.
Possession of
Yes,
substance.
Yeah, so what happened is they got arrested together. Mr. Tujaquez, all I asked you to do was be safe in my community. You've now picked up a new case. I'm not going to let you go. You picked up a new assault. Doesn't matter who it is. Doesn't matter where it is. We ask you to behave yourself. And when you pick up a new case, that's not a good thing. And if I let you go, that is telling you it is okay to do what you're doing. And it's not. There has to be consequence to action so that you understand we mean business. If this person is like that, then you know, or you should know, not to associate yourself with this type of person. Do you understand?
But please, my family depends on me.
Then this is what you think of beforehand. You don't think about this after the fact.
But I didn't do anything. I wanted to help her.
I'm not going to talk to you about the case. I'm not going to know. Now, I will tell you this, that I had already revoked your bonds and I was going to set them both at 10,002, but I won't do that. I'll entertain a lower bond with you, Joe. I mean, what do you think is appropriate? I want you to understand that I'm going to take you in because I want you to understand that public safety is my number one concern. That's it. As a courtesy for your lawyer, and because of what you're saying, I will not set it as high as I was going to, and I will entertain a lower bond. But you picked up a new assault.
Your Honor, would you consider $1,500?
Say, what do you think?
Judge, I'm just going to argue for a general $5,000 bond. This individual was told obviously not to pick up any new cases and he picked up the exact same kind of case while on bond previously.
All right, so what I'm going to do is I'll split the puppy, okay? And on the new case, he's at 5,000 now on the old case. I'm going to revoke that PR bond. I'm going to set that one at 5,001. And then on the new case, I'll do it 3,501 as opposed to 10,002 on both of them. And that is, Joe, you know, I hope that you now understand that we mean business. And no matter what the excuse, no matter who you're with, you pick up a new case, there are consequences.
Yo le prometo que usted no me va a ver más nunca. Problema, yo nada.
Promise I won't cause you any more problems. You won't see me for something like this again.
I hope you show back up to court.
Es serio, ¿no?
Espero que
Es
sí se
serio.
presente.
Stay in contact with your
Sí,
lawyer,
claro, sí, claro,
Of
claro.
course, of course.
and from now on,
De ahora en adelante,
as a part of your,
como parte,
Le pido una disculpa
don't.
porque yo el día 4 no tenía mi corte.
Tú, Jaques, no habla. I want you to listen. I don't want you to have contact with the complaining witness in this case. I do not want you to be in possession of any weapons. You are also not to have contact with the complaining witness in the first assault case. If you pick up a third case, I am telling you now, I will go absolutely bonkers on your bond. Do you understand?
of course.
The only reason I'm making the bond as low as it is now is because of Joe. Otherwise, your bond would be at 10,002. But as a courtesy, but I will have absolutely no qualms whatsoever if you pick up a third case. Who's the complaining witness in the first case?
I think he's just an employee of a business at a car dealership.
Okay, all right, goes with you. All right, okay, Joe, we'll talk soon. So, hey, he's gonna auto-populate tomorrow. I didn't realize it was a family member. I'm sorry, Stephen, I forgot there's a MOAP that we need to enter in. Come on back. Sorry, Luis, I forgot to do the protective order. All right, here we go. Mr. Tujakas Palomino, I'm now entering in a magistrate's order for emergency protection. This is a court order that identifies Ms. Ramos Sabarit as a protected individual. You cannot commit family violence or an assault against this person. Commit an act in furtherance of an offense under section 42.072 of the Texas Penal Code, which is the stalking statute. You cannot threaten, harass, use another person to communicate a threat or harassing behavior. You cannot be in possession of a weapon or go within 200 feet of where she lives or where she works. If you get out of jail and if she should contact you, if she calls you, do not answer the phone. If she calls you from an unknown number and you answer the phone and it is her, hang up. If she texts you, do not reply. If she comes to your house, do not answer the door. If she gets a hold of you through social media, do not answer. You're the one. If you violate this protective order, the state can and possibly will file a violation of a protective order. You violate these conditions, I can have a hearing to hold you at zero bond. Zero bond. And I will do it in a heartbeat to protect every person of this county. Do you understand? Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Stephen. Sorry. I hope that you understand that we mean business. I will protect every person of Harris County. I don't care who you are. I don't care what color you are. I don't care what gender you are. I don't care if you're a small farm animal. I will protect every single person. You don't put your hands on anyone. And if you pick up a third case, I'm going to do la cucaracha on all of your bonds. Do you understand? I'm going to go absolutely bonkers on your bonds if you pick up a third case. You are not to have any contact with any of the complaining witnesses in these cases. You're not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs. You're not to be in possession of any weapons. Anything else, State?
You said no alcohol, no drugs, no weapons. We would also say no contact with the complainant,
Yeah.
Judge.
I
And
think that
maybe
goes
a
without
residency
saying.
restriction.
So we did a,
He lives there.
we removed the residential restriction yesterday, the residential restriction, because council said that he lived at that address, but I need to make sure now that he's out, that she's not living there. Do you have, oh, she's in custody, that's right. That's right, she's in jail. Okay, so no, I'm gonna leave it as, so the complaining witness is in custody here with us because she has an open PCS out of Travis County. It's bond denied. Okay, so it's bond denied, so she can't get out until that 10th day hits, at which point we will set a bond and then go from there. So you know now what's expected of you. Don't mess up. Do you understand? You must also remain in contact with your lawyers. If your lawyers tell me that they can't get a hold of you because you're playing games and you're not responding to phone calls, text messages, likewise, I will issue a warrant for your arrest. I'm not asking for much. I just I want my county protected. That's it. And I'm going to do it at all costs. You understand? Okay. The state can file additional charges on you, a violation of protective order. You violate those conditions, I can have a hearing to hold you at zero bond. Zero bond, and I'll do it in a heartbeat. Good morning, Mr. Rodriguez Moreno. Sir, you're charged with assault of a family member. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. You're also charged with interference with the duties of a public servant. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir. Okay.
Yes, Judge. On December 8th, 2024, the officers were on patrol and were dispatched to a residence in Harris County, Texas in response to a disturbance and unknown weapon call. The officer performed a public service to the female caller, the complainant, and spoke with the caller, and the caller was upset, sad, hysterical, and crying. The officer heard the caller say, "Come help me, please," and where she was in the apartment. The officer made it to the 7th floor and observed a male standing in the hallway, packing and unpacking a bag. The officer received confirmation that the male was the defendant by the complainant, and the defendant ran into the apartment and locked the front residence door. The officer knocked multiple times and announced himself as police, and the complainant answered the door, crying, upset, and frightened. The officers instructed the complainant to walk outside, and she did as instructed, and the officer observed the defendant following behind the complainant. The officer grabbed the defendant as he was standing inside the apartment near the front door and pulled the defendant to the hallway and detained him. The defendant was informed that he was detained for family violence and continually tried to enter his apartment while being handcuffed. The defendant impeded the investigation by attempting to enter his apartment multiple times, and the defendant also impeded the investigation when the officers were escorting him to the patrol vehicle and refusing to get inside the vehicle. The officer asked the defendant to get inside the vehicle multiple times, but he refused, and the officer had to use force to get the defendant inside the vehicle. The complainant advised the defendant is her boyfriend and they have been in a relationship for 20 months. The complainant advised they do not live together and that they had both been drinking alcohol, and as a result of going to the Lincoln bar today, they were inside the suspect's vehicle when they were leaving the bar when the defendant began hitting on and flirting with other girls. The complainant advised the suspect was antagonizing deputies and security at the bar and driving around in circles at the bar, attempting to get the deputies to engage him in a fight. The complainant advised she informed the defendant that, she informed the defendant that she wanted him to stop flirting with and hitting on other girls, and the complainant advised that this made the defendant mad, and as a result, he pulled her by the hair inside the vehicle. The complainant advised she felt pain when the defendant pulled her by the hair.
Okay. I see that he has a prior Same complaining witness?
Let me see, Your Honor.
It's from April of this year.
It is the same complainant, Your Honor.
Mr. Rodriguez Moreno, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm now ordering you not to have any contact with this person whatsoever. Do you understand? If I find that you have contact, I'm going to do everything in my power to protect my public at all cost. Do you understand? If that means putting you in and making your bond high, I will do it in a heartbeat. I'm now placing a protective order on this person. She is now a protected individual. If you try to have contact with this person, if you try to use another person to try to have contact, if you threaten, if you harass, if you're in possession of a weapon, if you go within 200 feet of where she lives or where she works, the state can and may file. I want you to listen to me, and I want you to hear me loud, and I want you to hear me clear, Mr. Rodriguez Moreno. Because if there's one person that will be at fault, it's because you didn't hear me sufficiently. Hear me now, because you will not get any more warnings. This protective order is going in place. And if you violate it one iota, the state can file additional charges on you, a violation of protective order. You violate those conditions, I can have a hearing to hold you at zero bond. Zero bond, and I'll do it in a heartbeat to protect every single person. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
You're also not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs, and I will randomly test you. If I find that you're using, likewise, you will go in. I will revoke your bond. Do you understand? We are going to reset your case to give you time to hire a lawyer. So I'm going to have you first go to, do we have?
I was gonna ask if I can get a comment.
What do you do for a living?
Construction, I build and install.
Okay, I need you to fill an application. I don't know whether you qualify. Did I give you a free lawyer in April? I did. Now you're here. 5 months later, back, another charge, same complaining witness. I'll have you fill out an application. I'll take a look, but I want every single line filled out. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. I'm so happy that you're here. I'm really, really happy that you're here. Thank you for coming.
No problem, no problem.
Really, you know, I think that it's a big feat that you're even here because in times past, yeah. So I'm really happy that you're here. Come back. Good things happen, Ms. Mireles, when you come back. We're not, you know, we're not bad people, I swear.
Thank
You know, so what's going on now?
He picked up this evading. They are waiting for discovery on it before they make an offer. They want to look at discovery before they make an offer.
Is discovery complete?
We're still waiting on body cam and dash, Your Honor.
Okay, I mean, it's only 50 days old. Where are you living? What are you doing with yourself these days? Shh.
I'm still staying with kind of in between shelter, and then I'm also on the street a little bit. But
No, how do we get you off the street?
hard. I went to the McCart houses, and I went there, and it was very strange because with the paperwork and everything that I had to deal with, it was hard to explain. They told me I was going to one house, but I ended up going to another house, which was complete opposite of what they had said that I would be going to. The conditions were much worse than I had expected, and it just
Shatoria, what can we do to help Mr. Mireles as far as housing? Do we have? He's gonna qualify for the TAP funding. I mean, there's no doubt. We've got a list of places. Do you have a phone?
yeah, I run off Wi-Fi, but I do have one, so I call.
Do you have a phone? Okay, so there's a list of places that you can go there that, so what specifically can we do, Shatoria? Like housing wise? Oh, well, no, but I mean, I know that you have stuff to do. I mean,
He can follow me back to the office and we have a social worker there.
wonderful. Do you mind doing that so we can find you a place to stay?
Yeah, yeah. If not today, I have to get her to the vet and it's offered for free. She has to get her shots.
Whoa, 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 whoa. I don't want, if, once you go, you're not coming back. You're here already. Just why don't you go talk to them?
If I miss her shots, but I'll go.
You could get the shots later,
Yeah,
okay?
okay.
Whether you get it now, whether you get it in 4 hours, it's not gonna make a difference. You're already here.
I understand, yeah.
Really, we can try to find you a place to stay.
Okay.
Or would you prefer to stay on the street?
No, it's just, I don't know, I'm not so optimistic. I've tried several times and
It's a lot with the initiative that the city of Houston is doing, getting the people off the street, shelters are filling up.
I just kind of gave up hope with getting help.
Don't give up hope. Never give up hope. There's always something out there. We can always find you something. It's you gotta want it though.
Yeah,
Right.
I do really want to.
And stay
That's
with
okay.
Lori. Let me get you over there today. I mean, I'm happy that you're here. No one's gonna do anything to your bond. Just keep coming back and good things will happen. The only other thing I'm gonna ask you to do is stay in touch with Lori,
Oh,
okay? Whether it's via email, whether it's phone, however it may be.
yeah.
You know, when you do that, good things will happen. Unfortunately, we can't do anything with your case today because they don't have the evidence. Can you get it as quick as possible, Alex,
Yes, Your Honor,
please?
we can reach out and get an escalation, Your Honor.
Please,
Yes, Your
you
Honor.
know, time is of the essence.
Yes, Judge.
So why don't we pick a court date now so he knows when our next setting is? Okay. Please go with them, all right?
Okay, well, yeah.
Come on, good things happen when you come, you know that.
Really, thank you. All right. Hey, it's great to see you, Mr. Davis.
you.
Really.
We're Phoenix.
The law doesn't give a rat's ass what your excuse is. They don't care what in the hell catastrophic happens in your life. Your record speaks for itself, and that's what the law cares about. All right, good morning, Mr. Cooper. Mr. Cooper, you're charged with driving while intoxicated, second offense. You're facing a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. You guys have worked out an agreement. They're offering you 30 days in jail, credit for the 2 days that you've done. This is now going on your record. Now makes 2. What happens on the third one?
Be honest, won't be a third.
Do you know how many people tell me that, Mr. Cooper? Take a guess. How many people tell me that they're never going to do it again? Take a guess.
Speaking on me, you know, I know on me that feeling comfortable with what happened. You know I was at a bad spot and everything else, just everything was reflecting on me. And then far as it's bigger than me, that I have to take care of others. You know, I was just focused on me that nothing was working. So that just me that, honestly, just since then, I haven't had nothing and I'm comfortable with it. You know, I haven't had a drink, nothing. And then I was relying on it. So.
Mr. Cooper, do you know how many people on a daily basis tell me that they're never going to do it again? It's the last time or whatnot. The thing about it is that this is still fresh in your mind right now. And the problem is life is such that there's always something catastrophic that's going to happen. And it always happens at the worst time. It never happens in a good time. And maybe a wife cheats on you, you lose your job, someone dies, and it causes you to do something that you wouldn't normally do. The law doesn't give a rat's ass what your excuse is. They don't care what in the hell catastrophic happens in your life. It is, and your record speaks for itself. And that's what the law cares about. Whatever it is, and whatever happens, you need to understand that with your record, if you were ever in a car driving and you even have the faintest and the remote smell of alcohol, you will get charged with a third DWI. And now you're facing another felony offense. Have you been to prison before?
Yes, then
How many times have you been to prison?
with TDC,
Correct.
twice.
So you will be labeled
State
with,
jail twice. And far as everything else is like an old past to myself that I feel like I changed, but my record don't say that. You know, my record don't say I've changed. You know, if everything go by dates, you know, it's been about 20 years.
indictments don't care
Okay.
how old and how good,
Exactly.
whether you have been Mother Teresa out there, they don't care. All they look at is how many times you've been to the penitentiary. And now you will be labeled as a true habitual, facing a minimum of 25 years to life in prison if you pick up another DWI. If you had the faintest and remote smell of alcohol, you will be facing a minimum of 25 years to life in prison if you pick up another one. If I were you, I would never, even if you had the freakiest, remote, and just catastrophic thing in your life, I would never get in a car. Even if you've had one hit of a joint, a sip of a beer, a third of a glass of wine, because the next time you get pulled over, it's a 25 to life case. I represented a guy once that had been to the pen in 79 and 80. And he picked up a PCS 30 years down the road. Do you think that the indictment and the charging intake cared that they were 30 years old? He was still a true habitual. So that's what I'm saying. You understand? You give up a lot of rights by entering into this agreement. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers, the right to be arraigned, charge right to open court. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. Once you plead guilty, you can never change this. It will go on your record and it will be there forever. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to scare you enough so that you understand that even if you're not completely wasted where you're urinating and vomiting on yourself, that doesn't matter.
I know this as far as, you know, you done this. Now, as far as myself, it wasn't nothing partying about it. You know, it was just me feeling that hard time on myself. It was like me or death. And then as far as when I was doing what I was doing, I did not care. Everything in my life was just going rock bottom. As you see, and far as they see, my record is going to be there. You're not going to read dates. It's not going to be me trying to be Mother Teresa. It's not going nowhere. And it was just me or death. Didn't care. You know, as far as this here had just reeled me back, that it's more than me that have to depend, you know, people depend on me. And then as far as with this here, it's just harder I have to work. So harder I try to work, you know, so out of everything else, people would probably come up here. It was a pure party. It wasn't no party with me.
And it doesn't have to be, though.
I know.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
You know, that's why I realized.
It doesn't matter what is going on in your life. The law doesn't care what's going on in your life, doesn't care how hard of a time you're having. They don't care about your personal life. They don't care about how well you're doing here, how bad you're doing there. All they see, black and white. They look at your history. They look at what you're doing. They marry them together. And then that's what the charge becomes. So that's what I'm telling you. In the future, all you have to do is just don't get into a car. And then you're fine. If you're going to go out and you're going to, even whatever it may be, just don't get into a car. That's it. Because you have a lot to lose. And if you have a lot of people that depend on you, they could lose you for a long time. All those people. As far as what we're doing now, they're going to lose you now again for another 30 days. You got 2 days credit. I will give you credit for those 2 days. When did you want to turn yourself in? Did you want to turn in today, later on? What did you want to do?
I don't know, I had an option, but just out of, it could be,
Do you want to turn in later today? I'm happy to do that. Understand you're still under bond conditions in this court. You know, I can have you turn in by 6 tonight if you want. Is that what you'd like to do? Okay.
they'll have me.
You have to report to 49 San Jacinto by 6 p.m. tonight. Don't be late, because if you're late, they're not going to take you. And then, yeah, we're going to have another whole host of problems. I don't know. They'll give you paperwork as to where you turn yourself in. I am going to suspend your license for a year. Do not drive until you get a license. And then, do you have any questions? How do you plead to the offense of driving while intoxicated, second offense, guilty or not guilty? I will find you guilty, sentence you to the 30 days in jail. I will give you credit for the 2 days that you've done. 1 year driver's license suspension. Mr. Cooper, we wish you the best of luck. We never want to see someone go down. We never want to see anyone hurt. But if you're going to endanger the community, we're not going to take it, you know? Because there's such an easier alternative and solution, right? I mean, one button on your phone, you have a car waiting to take you wherever you want to go. There's just no excuse. All right, good luck, friend. Oh, hold on, Mr. Cooper. We got to do the enhancements. I forgot. Is it true that you had a prior DWI in court 14 in 2006?
On September 9th. That's all I remember.
Okay, so true to that enhancement. We can't do both though, because then it would make it a 90-day minimum. Okay, good luck to you, sir. Thanks.
This little
Okay, Mr. Daly, you're charged with interference with the duties of a public servant. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge.
Okay.
Officers initiated a traffic stop in Harris County, Texas for a vehicle having a fictitious plate bearing the word traveler on it. During the stop, the defendant refused to provide identification or insurance information, stating, "I do not consent to any of this." Officers attempted to remove the defendant from the vehicle, and the defendant actively resisted until he was detained.
That's very conclusory. Actively, what did you say?
Actively resisted.
Okay, I need more than that. Give me more, Alice.
So I reviewed the body cam this morning, from the officer who initiated the traffic stop. The defendant.
No. You can't do that. No. It has to be in the report. In the DIMS, he has to say more than just a conclusory statement about what happened.
In the DIMS, it states that the officer attempted to pull the defendant out of the vehicle with him actively resisting and pulling away from the officer and other deputies. And the defendant continued by turtling his arms as they got him to the ground.
All right. Better. But
Yes, sir.
you telling me that he actively, it's a conclusory statement and we need more, right? It's like saying, okay, he was speeding. Really? How fast?
Yes, Judge.
So that's why conclusory statements don't fly, but that's enough. Okay, Mr. Daly,
Sir.
I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. Do you have a Texas driver license? Can you run his license, please, guys?
He's eligible to drive.
Okay. Do you have liability insurance in your name?
That's right.
And you can't drive. Once you get insurance, I will happily allow you to drive. It's all I'm doing is trying to protect the public and trying to protect you in the event that you get into an accident. They don't care whether you're traveling, whether you're whatever, however you want to term it. If you get into an accident and you do some catastrophic damage, they're going to come after you. They're going to sue you, try to take you for everything you got. And that's why for $50 a month, you pay for someone to represent you in the event that you do get an accident. And depending on how much you pay, you're covered $50,000, $150,000. So all I'm asking you to do is follow the law. I'm not going to put any other conditions on you. No drugs, no alcohol. I don't know. All I want you to do is get insurance. If you can do that, I'll allow you to drive. So the only condition now is just don't drive until you get insurance. Once you get insurance, show it to me. I'll take your no driving restriction off and then do whatever you want. You need a lawyer to represent you there. So what are you doing these days?
Right now,
Do you work? No? Okay, why not? What were you doing? That's a great job. Don't you make a ton of money truck driving? Why would you quit? You make it.
taking money from my check.
Oh, I see. Child support?
No,
What?
they said they overpaid me, and they never, they was taking $170 out of my check for no reason. They never gave me anything to sign.
Isn't there a place that you can go to dispute that?
I have no clue. You tell me. You tell me.
HR. Go to HR, go, hey man, this is why my check should be what it is. If they rightfully underpaid you, then they should, give you what you rightfully are owed. If they did overpay you, that's like equally not fair though, right? So what's good for the goose, good for the gander, so if you quit just in spite.
I was really I had 2 weeks notice in. I was gonna quit before because I was going to another job.
You need someone to represent you, right? We'll give you time for you to get a lawyer. We'll give you a month, but when you come back, you need a lawyer to represent you, okay? So Mr. Daly, now I'm gonna have you just sign this promise to us that you're not gonna drive until you get liability insurance. So get it, bring it back to me, show me that you have insurance with your name on it, and then I'll take this off.
I get it today.
You come back to me today. If you to get it within the next hour and a half, show it to me, I'll take it off now. We get plenty of people that I put this restriction off and then within the next hour and a half, they call some insurance company, they're able to get the policy, we are able to verify it, and then I take the restriction off. I'm just asking you to follow the law, that's it. Not anything crazy.
Judge, is that state's bond conditions?
No, I'm just gonna have him sign this affidavit here, that's it. Okay, I will have you sign this, promise to us, we'll have you sign a reset with Victoria, and then we'll let you out, and then you're good to go. Just whenever you're ready to come back, come back. All right, good luck, Mr. Daly.
Galindo?
He wants to keep the pen. Let him have the pen. It's not.
Hi, my name is
Mr. Mann has a case that is 1,300 days old, and they're very serious cases. I mean, discharging a firearm in a metropolitan area, he's absconded for, what would you like to do in this case?
Judge, he told me that he just didn't receive a date, or if he did, it got lost in the shuffle. He has counsel now. I've got good contact information and alternates. We'll take care of it, Your Honor. If I can reset it.
I'm putting an ankle monitor on him today. And I'm ordered, come up, sir. You were ordered not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs, and I'm putting an ankle monitor on you today. I'm also ordering you not to be in possession of any weapons. I'm giving you one setting to determine what you want to do on this case. After that, I will set your case for trial. And if you ever take off on me again, I'm going to make your bond $50,000 to $100,000. Do you understand me, sir? You get an ankle monitor today. You violate any further conditions, you know exactly what's going to happen. You better be ready to either pony up, put up, or shut up, because in 30 days, you will be put to trial. Do you understand?
Our only request with that is that we can do agency pay. My client is indigent, been appointed, lives with his mom and 2 disabled siblings that he helps.
What do you do for a living, Mr. Mann? What does that mean, labor work?
Chasing, tearing down walls, stuff in my neighbor, sees a wall.
So you don't have a full-time job? Why not? How old are you? How old are you? Did you graduate from high school? Oof, man. You're working your way up in the world, huh, Mr. Mann? You're doing good, real good. Mr. Mann, what in your life have you done that would make your mother proud? Nothing. So this is what we're going to do. I'm bringing you back in 2 weeks, and I want to see what you have done to get a full-time job. If you have done nothing, life between me and you will just not go well. Do you understand? I want to see at least 20 applications put in for a full-time job. Beggars can't be choosers. So if it means getting a job at McDonald's, Popeyes, Home Depot, or Lowe's, then that's what you got to do. But you're 29, 30 years old. Have you ever had a full-time job? Have you ever had a full-time job? That's a damn shame. You have been a drain on society long enough. And if I find that you test positive for weed, then I'm going to lock you up and I'm going to keep you until you test negative. I'm going to drug test you also today. And the days of you bumming around and doing nothing are over. I'm going to keep you so close. Do you understand me? John Paul, it's an absolute travesty that at 29 to 30 years old, this dude here has never but once, never had a full-time job. You ever see those old people around in life that scrounging for change, look all sickly, little, weathered? They look like they're 85, but they're really 40 years old, 45 years old. You said you work hard now so that you don't work like a chump when you're 80, making $8 an hour. That's what you're headed for, Mr. Man. Because I'm going to tell you now, at some point, you're going to have perhaps a wife. You're going to have perhaps kids. What? Are you going to try to justify anything?
No, I spend most of my life, most of my time drawing certain posts, and it's not really relevant. I was supposed to actually go to the military, but I ended up getting.
Someone's got a case of the supposed does. You know, perhaps that would do you well. Perhaps signing up for the military would do you well. And I bet you that would go a long ways with the DAs here for you on both your cases. Go talk to an Army recruiter now, see if they'll take you.
I don't just do it. Hang around, corner stores all day. I hang around outside all day. I don't.
Who cares? The best way you can help your family, Mr. Man, is giving them this, not sitting on a couch, lounging. You're 30 years old. You've never had a full-time job. It ends today. And, you know, I don't care that this case is 1,300 days old. I'm going to keep him until we know that he's on the straight and narrow. And if I have to lock you up 30 days at a time to get you to stop smoking weed or to get you to test negative, then that's what I'm going to do. And I really, now I'm at the point where I don't care. This case is 1,300 days old. We're going to keep you here until two things happen: that you start working full time, that you start being a productive member, and you test negative. Do you understand? Okay. So I'm sending him for a test now because I want to know what, if anything, is in his system. And then we'll see him back in 2 weeks to see what he's done to get a full-time job. You know what's expected of you. Forewarned is fair warned. Do you understand? You catch my drift? Good. All right. Take a seat for me, chair. Or you want to sign? Do you have a? All right. I'm going to have you sign a reset. Then we'll have you take a seat in the jury box. Okay. Ma'am, you are charged with disorderly conduct. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you. Okay.
On August 25th, 2024, in Harris County, Texas, An officer was dispatched to an aggravated assault type of call. Upon arrival, the officer made contact with the defendant who matched the description of the person discharging a firearm into the air. Multiple witnesses stated that the defendant discharged the firearm into the air in a public parking lot with a crowd of people in a business with people and children inside. The witnesses stated that the defendant fired over 6 rounds into the air after a large altercation happened in the business. Multiple shell casings of 45 are located at the scene. The witnesses described the defendant as a black female wearing a gray long dress and braided hair.
Any alcohol allegation, what time of day, what time of night?
7.
Stop, please. You know, what you need to understand is what goes up must come down. What goes down ricochets. And if you hit and kill someone, guess who gets charged with murder? Guess who's looking at a life sentence at that point? You need to be careful what you're doing because there's always ramifications. There's always consequences to behavior. And even if you didn't intend it, you kill someone, you're the one that's going to be charged with, at the minimum, manslaughter, like this other person here on the news yesterday. And then you might plead to 30. So I'm now ordering you as a condition of your bond not to be in possession of weapons. Do you understand? If I find that you have any weapons whatsoever, I will put you in jail. I will do everything in my power to protect Harris County and every single person in it. And if that means locking you up, I'm going to do it in a heartbeat. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
May I respond?
Yes, sir.
We have, and I am in the process of presenting the state with the list of witnesses. I'm going to subpoena the video footage to show that this defendant did not have a weapon, did not discharge a weapon. There was an individual who did discharge a weapon, as well as a second individual, a male who discharged a weapon. And we're gonna get you the coach who was there, who would testify that this witness did not discharge a weapon, as well as we will get you the video footage to show that.
Sure. I wasn't there. Like, I don't know. All I know is that when you fire a gun, if you fire it up, the bullet's got to come down somewhere. If you fire it down, it's going to ricochet and whoever knows which position it goes. But if it hits and kills, you're on the hook because now they think it's you. Even if it's not you, you're going to have to spend money on a lawyer. You're going to have to spend money on investigative fees. You're out $20,000 right then and there. You know what I mean? So be careful. All I'm saying now is just no weapons. That's all I'm asking you to do. And don't pick up any new cases. You have a lawyer. Because you have a lawyer, I will waive your appearance, but it's your responsibility to stay in touch with Mr. Jones. He will tell you when you have to come back to court. If he tells me he can't get a hold of you because you're playing games, I will issue a warrant for your arrest. I will not give you any PR bonds, and I don't care what you're kicking and screaming and it was somebody else's fault. You understand? I'll have you sign a receipt with Victoria. After that, we'll have you take a seat in the jury box while we get your bond condition. We'll have you sign it, and then you'll be free to go, man. Thank you, counsel. Yes, Judge. Good morning, Ms. Orredas.
Hey, Judge.
Sir, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. You guys have worked out an agreement where they're offering you 180 days in jail to be probated for 1 year. As part of the agreement, you will do a DWI education class. Is this a second reduced to a first?
That's correct, Judge.
So you will do a repeat offender DWI education class. How old are you? You're 27, and now this makes 2. What happens on the next one?
I got a half, Your Honor.
Baloney. Fool, you know how many people tell me that? You know how many people tell me that on a daily basis? It's not gonna happen again. La 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 la. Little bunnies jumping in the woods. And then something catastrophic happens in your life. Wife cheats on you, you lose your job, you end up going out and you do something stupid that you don't even realize. What happens on the next one? How much time are you looking at?
Years, probably 2 to 10. 10 years?
2 to 10 years.
2 to 10.
10 years in prison. And all you need is the faintest smell of alcohol because a cop will pull you over. It doesn't matter if you're drunk or not. All they're going to do is see DWI. They're going to smell your breath, however you try to mask it, whatever you're doing, and then we're going to throw you in. You think you've paid a lot of money now?
It's not
You know, you act, and I get your mannerisms like you think it's a joke.
No, it's not, yeah.
But actions speak louder than words, and your mannerisms tell me that you think it's not a big deal, right? But you're only 27. And if you ever get pulled over, I'm telling you, it don't matter if you're drunk or not. They're going to harass the hell out of you. Every single time you get pulled over, no matter what you're doing, they're going to search you. They're going to harass you every single time because of your record. So if you're carrying anything illegal, if you're doing anything illegal, that's it. You give up the right to a trial. You're giving up the right to confront and cross-examine your witnesses. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. You give up the right to appeal. So once you accept this, you can never come back. Those TWIs, both of them will be on your record. They will be there for the rest of your life. You will now also be required to pay court costs, and you will also be required to pay the DA fee, the DPS surcharge fee. Somehow I have to get through to you. And the DAs that we have are way too nice because you should be doing jail time. And because of this agreement, you're starting without doing any jail time. Not with me. You will be required to pay the $4,000 to $6,000 fine. And if you don't pay it, guess what happens? Right. For every $100 you owe, it's 1 day in jail. So on a second, you're paying $4,500 to $6,000. What is it?
It's 6,000, Judge. 3,000 on the front.
$6,000 that you're going to end up paying right now. Somehow I have to get through to you because with your attitude, it's not happening. And I'm going to tell you, if you don't pay this fee, not only will you lose your license, but I will issue jail time. And it's $100 for every day in jail. So on a $6,000 plus court cost, how many days do you think you'll be doing? It's a lot. As part of this agreement, to satisfy this, you will be doing, it is 180 days in jail to be probated for 1 year. You will do a repeat offender DWI education class. You will do 1 victim impact panel. You will do a TRAS, which is an evaluation to see what other conditions you may need. You must fulfill those conditions. Substance abuse treatment, no breath test refusal, meaning if you were pulled over in a car and they ask you to submit a breath sample, you must submit. Otherwise, you're in violation of this probation. No drugs, alcohol, guardian interlock, and 30 hours of community service, and a $100 donation to the Houston Food Bank. You know, we lead the nation, Harris County, in DWI fatalities, and drunk driving, crashes, mangalisms, dead bodies strewn. It's ridiculous and it's sick. And when you come up here smiling on a second at 27 years old, it shows me that either you don't care or that you can think that you can get out of this. It's not a big deal. but it really is. And at some point you'll figure it out. Because you're only 27 and now with 2 DWIs. Somehow I'm going to get through to you. I don't know. Hopefully you will be able to live up to the probation, so you won't be doing any jail time. But you will be expected to pay all these fines and fees. Do you understand? Well, how much your court costs?
I'm entering it right now. I'll tell them how much.
Okay, so it'll be the 6,000 plus the court costs, and then we'll put them on a 2-year payment plan.
It goes on her because it's a probation.
Okay, so, plus court costs, but I mean, we can.
Judge, that's a DPS surcharge that.
Correct, but we still have to put it on for us now as part of the judgment. It's something new that we have to do. Just DPS doesn't do it the old way that they did it. We have to now enter it in. And I will put them on a 2-year payment plan so that it gives them enough time to pay. If you need more time to pay, we will give you time. But if you stop paying, I will issue a warrant. And I will not give you any more chances. I'm going to get through to you, Mr. Redes, one way or the other, because apparently it's not worked it hasn't worked so far. So 1 year. Yeah. How do you plead to the offense, sir? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty, Your Honor.
I will find you guilty. You know, I really hope that you remember this day, that one day you're going to come across a situation where you're going to be out there in the free world, where you're going to be confronted with a boneheaded move or to make a smart move. And I hope that you remember this, because, you know, all we ask are our streets to be safe. That's all we want. Good luck, sir. Thanks. Thanks, Marcos.
Thank you.
Not only will we buy your house, but we are so
She sent me an email from one of
If
the.
anything, have you done for your GED?
What I did for it,
What have you done?
I went to a class and then I tried to go yesterday. They canceled it and he also.
You went the day before court.
And I also went before.
Judge, she's been going before even the last court date, and we, you know.
Prove it.
I can text you.
In this life, you are only as good as the proof that you don't have. If you don't have proof, you have nothing. Spoken word means absolutely nothing.
Judge, the instructor, I got an email from him that she sent me saying that she's been going to the classes and that class was canceled on the 4th yesterday. But she did, you know, attempt to go to class. So she's been going, she did already take a test, and this is one where she did fail the first test. So she's been working on it. It's not enough.
I mean, here we are. How many resets have we had? We've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 resets since May. You're now in December. You have had 5 to 6 months. Show me the money. Otherwise, it's not going to go well for you today, Ms. Dixon. Show me. 5 to 6 months.
And Judge, this was a case where she was paying for the classes, and then she had to then enroll into the free program, which she's been doing for the last little bit.
Are you playing Candy Crush? What's going on over there?
I'm trying to text you.
Texting who?
The instructor, like what I'm supposed to show you.
because I don't have no proof, like, I don't have nothing.
Tell
that
me
I
what have you done?
I went to the class,
Okay. Which class did you go
the
to?
GED resource.
Okay. And because the way I understand it, there are different modules that you do. You do science, you do language arts, you do math, you do, and whatever else it may be. You go through each section, you complete it, take a test, and then when you're done with everything, you take an overall test, and then you get a diploma.
That's not.
What have you done?
Basically explaining how everything's gonna go, and I was gonna finish everything else Wednesday when I was gonna go, but the class was canceled.
Who is the provider that you have?
His name is.
Grab me a phone number, because I'd like to call them right now.
I have a number for you, Judge.
I'm going to put this on.
Oh, Charles Jackson.
Mr. Jackson? Yes, my name is David Fleischer. I'm a judge here in Harris County. And I have someone that's with me in our court, and she's doing a program with you guys to try to get a GED. I'd like to confirm that's Coriel Dixon. So Wednesday and Thursday, and then did you say every other Saturday? Okay. And then, so how does it work as far as getting the diploma? Do you do different classes as far as science, math, and how do you at the end get it?
Hidden injuries could make your car accident worth a 6 or 7 figure check. I felt fine after my accident and still got $100,000 without having to deal with insurance directly or sue the person who crashed into me. And I almost missed every dollar of it because I made the same mistake most accident victims make. I assumed feeling fine meant I was fine. If you've been in a car accident in the past year, even one that seemed minor, even as a passenger, what I'm about to tell you could be worth 6 figures. Let me explain what happened. 5 months ago, a woman sideswiped me while merging onto the highway. She wasn't paying attention, clipped my rear panel, and sent me spinning into the guardrail. When I got out of the car, I was shaken up but felt okay. Adrenaline was pumping. Nothing seemed broken. I exchanged info with the other driver, filed a police report, and went home thinking I'd gotten lucky. For the first few days, I really believed that. Then day 4 hit. I woke up and couldn't get out of bed. My lower back had locked up completely. By the end of the week, I was dealing with shooting pain down my leg, headaches that wouldn't quit, and neck stiffness so bad I had to turn my whole body to look sideways. My doctor explained what was happening: soft tissue injuries, whiplash, a bulging disc pressing on a nerve. The kind of damage that hides after an accident, masked by adrenaline and shock, then surfaces days or weeks later. Hidden injuries, I'd never heard that term before, but apparently they're incredibly common and could be incredibly valuable. See, I almost accepted the $4,000 insurance offered me right after the accident. I thought that was fair for what seemed like a minor crash, where I walked away feeling fine. Thank God I didn't sign anything. A friend told me about the Power Claims program. She said it was designed for people exactly like me, people with injuries that showed up late, people who almost settled for nothing, people who didn't realize what their accident could actually be worth. This program helps accident victims claim the maximum amount they may be owed without having to deal with insurance directly or sue the other driver.
Can I put you, I have her in front of me. Can I put you on speakerphone so that she can hear this as well? Do you mind? Okay, hold on. Sir? I've got him. Okay, Mr. Jackson?
Order in the court, please.
Okay, tell me, how goes it?
So, yeah, it's kind of twofold. They take an assessment. Based on that assessment, allows me to know where the student is as far as their grade level in math and in reading. Based on that, they go on 2 tracks. And so one track is like a probate education where we're just literally working on kind of some elementary reading and math skills.
Okay.
Or a GED track where they're ready for GED contests. And so, yeah, and I usually just, go from there. I work with my GED students individually. And
How long does the process take? And how long can we expect it?
Well, so that's honestly kind of a loaded question. Depends on where they fall. I believe Coriel scored pretty well.
Great.
So yeah, and I worked with people that have gotten the GED in 3 weeks. I worked with people that got the GED in 2 years.
I can't do 3 years. That's too much.
Well,
I know, I'm kidding.
No, I understand that.
She's been faithfully attending though? Yay or nay?
Yes.
Okay, great.
And with some consistency, 3 to 4 months, maybe less.
That sounds great.
That's just me ballparking.
I'd like to stick with it because I think at the end of the game, our goal here is that she ends with that diploma. And I think that would be a win for everybody. I'm calling you. I want to make sure that everything's going well, that she's attending, faithfully attending and doing well. And it sounds like you're saying that this is what's been happening.
Yes.
Great. Okay, so I'm just going to continue everything. Just continue to go, Miss Dixon. I mean, you got, like what he's saying, if you continue at it 2 to 3 months, you'll end up with your diploma. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Jackson. I really appreciate your help. You've been great.
No problem, Judge. You take
Okay.
care.
You too. Thank you, sir. Bye. Great. Good job. Just keep at it. Okay. So let's set it 30 days. I want to ride this through. You're so close to being through. All you got to do is see it to the end, and then everything great will happen for you here as well. Okay. All right. Good job. All right. Good morning, sir.
Thank you for seeing me, Judge.
Of course.
Come before you. I don't really know what I'm doing. I just know that I came before you and I was from out of state. You tried to help me and I was kind of telling you that it was going to be dismissed anyway. I was here 9 days. They shipped me to Arkansas for 30 minutes. It was all done, set to be dismissed on the 9th. However, the police that stopped me had my car towed and put a card in my property. And so my car was sitting there the whole time. And so I had to find my way back to Houston. Since I've been having Uber back and forth to try to, and I couldn't get my car. It was $540, now it's $1,400. But you got 4 days, sir, and we're gonna auction off your car. But then they said, if the judge you went before, if he gives you an order, we will release your car, 0 balance. Again, Judge.
I can't give you an order to give you your car back. That would be me in essence, ordering a company that does business to lose money to give you your car back because you don't want to pay to get the car back.
I don't want them to lose money. The thing is, my car was towed erroneously. I was at home. That's why I want to show you the police report. And I was at
You need to
home.
file a complaint with the police, internal affairs. If you're telling me that if something was done illegally, immorally, or whatnot, you need to file paperwork with that appropriate agency. But I cannot order a private company to return something to you. I don't have that kind of jurisdiction.
Well, what do they mean if you get a judge's order and we release it?
Maybe a civil judge's order. I'm a criminal court judge. The only time I can ever order any kind of property returned would be if it's confiscated by the state and they're holding it. So let's say you get arrested, you get pulled over, and you have a gun on you, right? They take your gun and they put it in the HPD property room, right? In that respect, under certain circumstances, I may be able to order them to return it because it's in the care, custody, and control of the state via HPD. Here, your car was towed by a private company and they're holding it, and it sucks. I get it that the bill has ballooned as much as it has. If you ever have a problem, you can always file a complaint with the bail bond, not the bail bond board, but there is a actual board for, there's a towing board too, isn't there?
I'm looking at it, yes.
It's a towing regulation.
There's
a request for a hearing, but I'm reading that it's got to be before the 14th day after the vehicle was removed, is that you have to submit a tow request. The forms are all here. It's 50.
And maybe the fact that you're in custody may toll. I don't know, but I'm not versed on that kind of, and I'm number one, number two, I'm not allowed to even give legal advice, but I don't know. But I can't order them to give you your car back. You know, that would literally be me telling them, hey man, you know, just forget about all the money that you've made by holding the car. Just give the man his property back. I can't do that. I don't have the jurisdiction. Maybe a civil court under certain circumstances may order it back, but you'd have to file a lawsuit. You'd have to file some kind of paperwork.
There you go. I'm gonna pray for a miracle.
What I would do, perhaps, can you get on a payment plan with them and say, hey, look.
Try that. They zero tolerance. I mean, honestly,
And I have to understand, because imagine how many times they've probably gotten yanked, you know?
I wish.
But theoretically, even if I were to give you a court order now, my guess would they would hire a lawyer, file a motion to quash my order, saying that, hey, he doesn't have the proper jurisdiction to do this, right? And then they may come after you for attorney's fees. My
manager's like, hey man, if you go to the I'll release your car to you. He understood what happened. He said, man, just bring me something. I'll release it to you. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go try it.
And you know, a lot of times they say stuff just to get you out, you know, but I can't. I'm sorry. But like I said, perhaps if you talk with the owner, you may be able to negotiate something with them. If you talk with if you talk with someone who has no power to negotiate, you always, if you talk to the right person, if you talk to them at the right time, you may get what you want. So don't go to them at 4:00 in the afternoon because they've been working, they're tired, they've probably dealt with a lot of people. All they want to do is go home, but go there first thing in the morning, try to get to the owner and say, hey, look, here's my circumstance. Here's the proof. Work with me. I want my car back. And I don't know, what do you think? Anything else, Freya?
No, I'll help him out with the tow lot information, and I also have got a copy of HPD's agreement with private tow lots, so that maybe that can help him out.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. But, you never know, it doesn't hurt to try. Just keep trying it.
I'm praying for that.
Yeah, look.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay.
You want them in the middle?
Your health deserves more than guesswork. At
Cordova. Sir, you're charged with driving while intoxicated, second offense. It's a Class A misdemeanor. You're looking at up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. Looks like they're going to reduce it to a first. You need to understand that it's still 2 on your record now. So after today, bless you, you ever get pulled over with the faintest smell of alcohol, dope, whatever it may be, what do you think's going to happen? What's going to happen? Not with me. From now on, you've now graduated to felony court. 2 and 2 make 3. A third DWI, you're looking at a third-degree felony, a minimum of 2 years in prison, a maximum of 10 years in prison. And I'm going to tell you that you don't have to be falling down piss-ass drunk where you urinated and puke everywhere. Just the faintest smell of alcohol, they're going to look your record. They're going to assume if it walks like a duck and it talks like a duck, they're going to just rather take you off the street. They're not going to try to be cool and let you go. What happens if you kill a family of 5? That officer's career down the toilet. So in an effort to make sure that doesn't happen, they're just going to take you off the street. And you thought now was bad. Wait till you get to felony court. All you have to do is don't get into a car, even if you've had a sip. One button on a phone, $30 will take you wherever you want to go in this life. No matter where you want to go. How much money have you spent? I want you to know that you are now skirting, by doing this probation here, the mandatory 5 days in jail that you would normally be having to do. But I want you to understand that I'm going to hold you to this probation. Shh. And if you fail to do what you're supposed to do, I'm telling you now, I'm going to lock you up. And if I find that you have a problem with dope, you have a problem with alcohol, I can and will most probably put you in a rehab facility in the jail. Do you understand? So no alcohol means no alcohol from any source, no matter how long, whether you're a month away from completing probation, whether you're 1 week. I can't tell you how many times people get back here because they say, oh man, I've got a month left on probation. I've got 2 weeks. They're not going to do anything. Boom, you get tested on the last week of probation. So get ready. You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, it will go on your record. You can never take this off. You understand? This is what you want to do. How do you plead to the offense of driving while intoxicated? Guilty or not guilty? I will find you guilty and I'm going to sentence you to 180 days in jail. I will probate that for 12 months. As part of the probation for you to successfully complete it, you must do a repeat offender DWI education class. You must do 1 victim impact panel, a TRAS, which is an evaluation to see what are the conditions you may need. If they assess other conditions, you must fulfill that. It could be intensive outpatient treatment. It could be supportive outpatient treatment. It may be something else. If they assess something further, you must complete it. No drugs, alcohol, random urinalysis, guardian interlock, no breath test refusal. If you were pulled over in a car and an officer asks you to submit to a breath test, you must do it while you're on this probation.
Your Honor, if I may, Mr. Cordova has a scram and he'd like to keep that because he has hired a driver. We know it's a first DWI. DPS, sometimes they may come back and do a hard suspension or 90-day, and we don't want any missteps. So he's okay with that if the court is.
Problem is, I've been paying it for you now. I can't pay for it anymore. You're going to be responsible for this thing on your own now. That thing right there is $500 a month that I've been eating, so you don't have to pay for it. So I don't know how your finances are, but an interlock is typically, what, $100 a month? I don't know, but that, it's at least double, if not more, than what an interlock costs.
Can you afford that?
That's fine. I can't pay for it. I don't, while he's on probation, I can't pay for things.
And that's just my concern. If he gets the breathalyzer is not driving, then it's gonna be a violation because he's not driving. and it
Do
was-
portable devices.
We tried that, Judge, and I don't trust those. I've had a lot of, so and I think he feels the same.
No.
There's been so many issues. with
It's up to you. I'm happy, whatever you do, just make sure you maintain compliance. Don't stop charging it. Don't stop paying for it, because at that point, all we're gonna end up doing is issuing a warrant for your arrest. $100 donation to the Houston Food Bank and 30 hours of community service. Give children. How many kids you got? I'd rather, instead of the community service, do a parenting class. I think
Right,
people
sure.
would be better served with doing a parenting class and just mindless
I think that's very.
dumbass work on the street. Forget about it. No, you're better served learning things in this life than to just do menial work. The idea is that you learn so that you don't come back and that you don't graduate to felony status, because then I'll tell you what, this is going to be hard on you. But when you end up with a felony on your record, it closes so many doors. It's unreal. You lose the right to vote. You want social services from the state. Forget about it. Not when you're a convicted felon. It just closes so many doors. So you need to do everything in your power to prevent that from happening. How do you plead to this? You said guilty? How do you plead? All right, I'll find you guilty. I'll send you to this agreement. One more thing is there are fines and fees that you're going to be required to pay. There's a supervisory fee that you're going to be required to pay for this DWI. It's a $6,000 fee. We will give you time to pay it. I give him 2 years. But
We did discuss, he makes a good salary, but he's got 5 children. So I don't know if the court would consider waiving that or.
so what we typically do is we give him 2+ years to pay it, and it ends up being like $100 a month. Just don't stop paying it, What I'll do is I'll waive the core costs.
Fabulous thing.
Okay, so that'll take off like $500, but
Right.
you'll have to pay the supervisory fee. It's a lot, but we'll give you time to pay it, and don't stop, because if you stop, we will issue a warrant, and your butt's gonna sit $100 for every $100 you owe. Hopefully this is enough to get your attention, because at the end of the day, you're walking out of here when you should be doing jail time.
Right.
So it's gonna cost you a pretty penny, but hopefully that's enough to get your attention. You understand?
Sure.
Okay, man. Good luck.
Thank you,
Thanks.
appreciate you.
Oh, yeah, I have to suspend the license.
No, and that's.
I'll do it for a year, and then, show me that you're good. I'll entertain an occupational later on if he's doing well and in compliance with the probation.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
6,000.
Morning.
Hi.
Morning, Judge. I'm here on Ricardo Vargas, Narcissus, Narces.
Is it under Vargas? Yes, I see it. Yeah. Okay.
Page 24.
What would you like to do?
Thank you, Judge. We're asking to roll this till Monday. My client's getting his interlock literally right now in his appointment. The supervision order's already been submitted by the state, I believe. She just told me that a few seconds ago.
Can I sign it, or you want me to wait, Morgan, since he doesn't have the interlock yet? Yeah, I think that we're talking about Vargas. He's getting his interlock today, but you guys, did you submit a PTI order already?
I was supposed to
Hold it, right?
leave that and hold it till Monday.
Yeah, okay.
because we need proof
Then,
of that.
yeah, we'll do that. All right.
And that's all we plan to do. We'll have it ready, Judge. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Good morning, Judge. I'm approaching on a bond violation for Mr. Lazo Morphine, Lazo. He's here in the translator is here, Judge.
Okay. Lori, why are you still here? Just go. I'll call you if he shows. I mean, it's 11:45. What's the last name? Oh, I'll call you if he shows.
Martin.
Why are you here?
Tengo corte hoy.
I have court today.
No kidding.
De veras.
You don't say. ¿Por qué también estás aquí, señor Lazo?
Nomás porque tengo corte.
Just because I have court.
You have a bond violation.
Violación de su fianza.
They are telling me that you are tampering with your scram device.
El grillete.
Specifically at 1 in the morning on
De la mañana.
October 15th.
El 15 de
Judge,
octubre.
with that,
Pues con
there's not
eso
very much
no hay
information
mucha
listed on that DVR. I looked further into it. The tamper lasted a duration of 25 hours and
Duró
51
25 horas y
minutes,
51
and alcohol was
minutos y
detected
alcohol fue
but could not
detectado,
be
pero no
confirmed
pudo ser
on that
confirmado
tamper as well.
ese caso de manipulación también.
What they're telling me is that you tampered with the device for about 25 hours and alcohol was detected during that time.
Yo ni siquiera he movido el aparato y el alcohol no he tomado nada.
I haven't even moved
No
the
drink
device and
They're telling me.
Eso no es lo que me está indicando.
Sí, pero yo no he tomado nada,
I
nada
haven't
que he
drank
tomado.
anything.
Nada.
Nothing.
Y esto ni,
They're telling me.
Eso
ni
no
lo he
es lo que me están
movido.
diciendo. I haven't
No lo he
moved
movido
it. I
nada.
haven't moved it or anything.
That's not what they're telling me.
Eso no es lo que ellos me están indicando.
Pues no sé cómo, pero si yo no lo he
I don't know how I
movido.
haven't moved it.
Y ni he tomado
I
nada,
haven't
nada.
drank or anything.
Nada.
I unfortunately don't know how you tamper
¿Cómo
with the
fue
device, Mr. Lazo.
manipulado el
But from
aparato?
what I understand,
Pero por lo que
I want you
entiendo,
to listen.
lo que escuché,
You have somehow
de alguna
tampered
manera
with the device. The
interferido
device is supposed to maintain a constant contact with your skin.
con su piel.
And the device
El aparato
lost contact with your skin for 25 hours.
Pues no.
Not only
I don't know why.
did it lose
No
contact, but during that duration,
Ese
they also
también
tested alcohol.
resultó en un detector de alcohol.
No he tomado alcohol, no sé por
I
qué decir
haven't
que
drank
alcohol, no he
alcohol.
tomado nada. Desde que él me dijo que no tomara, no he
Since you
tomado
told
nada.
me I haven't, since
No
you told me
tomo
not
nada.
to, I haven't drank anything. I don't know why.
You got?
¿Qué tiene usted?
Well, Judge,
Bueno, es
I mean, this is my client's word
la palabra de mi cliente
versus
en
technology.
cuanto a la tecnología.
Being that it's an imperfect world, I
Es un
would
mundo
request the
imperfecto
court
de
admonish
que la
him
corte lo
and
amoneste
make sure he
y
gets the
que se
problem fixed.
asegure de que entienda.
Sorry, Mr. Lazo. You tampered with the device for 25 hours. What am I supposed to do? Just let you go?
¿Qué es lo que debería hacer? ¿Dejarlo ir?
No sé por qué, digo que siempre lo traigo igual, lo traigo donde
I don't
mismo.
know.
Y
I have
anda en la
it
piel
the same
ahí.
every time. That's my skin.
Sí.
Judge, this is a second
Pues este es
DWI,
un
close to
segundo
two
caso
car
de
accident. I think you should go zero tolerance.
Yeah,
accidente. Pienso
I
que
agree.
debería ser otra
Taking you in.
Sí.
I'm sorry.
Entrar, lo siento.
The bond is set now at,
Entonces la ponemos entonces ahora
it's at $100. I'll set it at 5,001.
a 5,001.
Mr. Lazo, I need you to understand that we mean business. You can't tamper with the device for 25 hours. And they detect alcohol and think that good things are going to happen.
Si no hace eso, buenas cosas hubieran sucedido.
No alcohol, nada, nunca. Y esto
Nothing,
siempre anda
no
igual.
alcohol, it's always the
No lo he
same.
movido.
The device tells me differently.
El aparato me está informando.
Goes with you.
Yo respeto.
I respect the things that you told me.
We'll talk.
Counsel, can you follow?
Please.
These transforming glasses automatically
You need someone from the state?
State, please. You are Carlos Gomez.
Yes, sir.
Shh. Mr. Gomez, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. You guys have worked out an agreement where they're offering you 180 days in jail to be probated for 12 months. Is this a second being reduced to a first? Is it a true first?
No, Judge, so he had a prior DWI that was dismissed via our PTI program.
Okay, so repeat offender then. Okay, the reason I'm asking you is because, or the reason I'm asking is because we have different types of education programs. You already did one education program and that didn't take. So now we have to do the repeat offender DWI education class in hopes that that one works because you pick up another one. From now on, you will be facing a minimum of 30 days in jail. No more proverbial slaps on the wrist. Do you understand? You give up a lot of rights by entering into this agreement. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, this will go on your record. It's going to be there for the rest of your life. What do you think an officer is going to do if they come up to your car, they see DWI dismissed, DWI conviction, and then they smell alcohol? What do you think they're going to do? Sorry?
Take me.
Right. I would venture a guess, no questions asked. Don't matter if it's just even the faintest smell of alcohol, faintest smell of weed, anything funky in your car, they smell it, they're going to take you down because all they look at, your priors and what you smell like. That two and two together, that's all they look at. Do you understand?
Sure.
So I would never, even if you had just a sip of alcohol, I wouldn't get into a car because it's a huge and it's a humongous financial gamble. Do you understand?
Sure.
As part of this agreement, you will do, like I said, the repeat offender DWI education class, one victim impact panel. You will also do a TRAS, which is an evaluation to see what other conditions you may need. If they assess other conditions like intensive outpatient treatment, supportive outpatient treatment program, you must fulfill those additional things. Substance abuse treatment, no drugs, no alcohol, random urinalysis, no breath test refusal. So if you're pulled over in a car and an officer asks you to submit to a breath sample, you must take it. Guardian interlock, 23 hours of community service, and a $100 one-time donation to the Houston Food Bank. This is how you understand the agreement.
Sure.
If you fail to live up to your side of the bargain, you test positive for alcohol, don't do your classes on time. If you pick up a new case, if you drive on a suspended license, we will issue a warrant for your arrest. I'm going to put you in jail. I'm going to roll you back out here in orange. We're going to discuss whether you violated your probation. If you did, you're looking at 180 days in jail. Do you understand?
Yes, sir. I understand.
You still want to do this? Okay, how do you plead to the offense? Guilty or not guilty?
Okay.
I'll find you guilty. I will follow the agreement, send you to it. Max, about the fines and fees and surcharges, what do you do for a living, sir?
Driving.
What kind of money do you make? You have a CDL?
Yes, I got CDL. Right.
You realize that the CDL is now going to be suspended. You realize that a second DWI conviction, you'll lose that CDL for life. Do you realize that? Yeah, a second DWI conviction, you'll lose the CDL for a life. When you are a CDL driver, you are held to a higher standard. The entire world is at a 0.08 legally, right? For what they consider intoxication. When you have a CDL, it's even lower. It's at a 0.04 or 0.05. You are held to a higher standard because you were supposed to be better, do better because of that CDL. you will be required to pay the supervisory fees. And I want you to understand that if you don't pay it, you will go to jail. Every $100 that you owe is 1 day in jail that you will do. So we have to get through to you somehow. I hope that this is it. But you got to understand that on our streets, every single day, someone dies from a DWI. And it's truly a pathetic and sad thing. That's what we are trying to prevent. And I hope that this is the last time.
Okay.
You understand? Because if not, we have a jail just waiting for you. All right. Good luck, sir. All right. So 3,000 and then whatever the court costs are, and then 2 years.
0.228.
And then have the paper here.
He's on for tomorrow.
This is the one we were emailing. He was on for today. And then
She put on for tomorrow, and then I guess I sent an email to keep it on for today. And I guess I never got it.
You have the case number?
No, do you mind?
252-8814.
That trial case we had, Judge, where we came to that global resolution with Fort Bend's DWI court.
And now you have bond violations. You have an open DWI here. You have an open DWI in Fort Bend. And now you have bond violations.
Judge, I think we can explain. Yeah. Judge, he works for Mattel, the toy company, and his shift was starting at 9 o'clock, and the company changed it. It sounds like quickly changed it to 6:30 a.m. Takes him about 45 minutes to get there. I have his logs where he's logged in showing 6:30. His granddad is driving him to work. It takes about 45 minutes. My understanding is he communicated with pretrial about the need to get to work or that he went to work. And hopefully it would, if we had the GPS data, it would show that he went from his home to his place of work straight.
Any other violations?
No, Judge.
So what are the timing violations?
It was an unapproved leave, so he left early at 5:41 in the morning, and his curfew is at 6, or he's allowed to leave at 6.
Okay, that's it?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, I'm not gonna ding you on that. Just,
We would like to ask you to consider making it from 6 a.m. to 5:30 a.m. Would that allow you to get to work by 6:30?
Yes.
I'm okay with that, Troy. I mean, if it's just a matter of trying to get to work and that's the nature of the violation, I get it. But come to us first. If they change your duties at work, if they change your time at work, you got to come and let us know so that we can change it for you. Don't just start doing things on your own, because then things go haywire. You have to answer up. So I'm okay with you going to work. I'm okay if you need more time, but ask, okay? And you want 5:30 in the morning?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, you got it.
And so we thought the setting in Fort Bend was yesterday. We thought it was going to be on 12/4. It's on 12/20. He's supposed to be entering into a DWI program. It looks like there's some steps I'm trying to keep up with.
When is the set it the day after that day or the couple days after?
Beginning of the year. I mean, do you have I don't mind coming back if you have dockets.
Yeah, we don't go anywhere. We're here, so I would like to hopefully end this before the end of the year. That way he's in the program throughout the holidays. That way there's no temptation, throughout that time. So what day in Fort Bend do you have court?
December 20th.
December 20th. Okay, so why don't we set it? That's that Friday. So if you want to set it the next week, any day. Not Monday though, because I'm going to be gone that Monday, but any other day other than that Monday, I'm okay with. Yeah. Okay. All right.
And any chance he can drive, Judge? He has the interlock device, right?
Yes, I have one.
I'm not. No. Don't push your luck. You have 2 open DWIs. I'm not letting you drive. No, you scare me, dude. No. And it's nearing the holidays. Get in the program, and then we're done here. Right? You're off mine. I think this case gets dismissed, right?
Yes, Judge.
Once this case gets dismissed, you're under no more of my jurisdiction. You can do whatever you want, right? So it's an incentive to get you to work this thing, to get this thing done once and for all. I mean, you're literally in the home stretch, right? You got what? About 2 weeks, you're in. All right. Do what you need to do, get in. All right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, guys, good luck. Can you see whether he's given a PR bond? I know, he just bonded out, that's why. But we need to do conditions, that's why. But I want to know whether he bonded out or they give him a PR bond, because I don't see it. It's not.
It was a surety bond.
It was, okay.
Let me look at the other one.
This is a situation.
It was surety bond on both of them.
Okay. Mr. Tujakas, I hope that you understand that we mean business. I will protect every person of Harris County. I don't care who you are. I don't care what color you are. I don't care what gender you are. I don't care if you're a small farm animal. I will protect every single person. You don't put your hands on anyone. And if you pick up a third case, I'm going to do la cucaracha on all of your bonds. Do you understand? I'm going to go absolutely bonkers on your bonds if you pick up a third case. You are not to have any contact with any of the complaining witnesses in these cases. You're not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs. You're not to be in possession of any weapons. Anything else, State?
You said no alcohol, no drugs, no weapons. We would also say no contact with the complainant,
Yeah.
Judge.
I think that goes without saying.
Restriction.
So we did a,
He lives there.
we removed the residential restriction yesterday, the residential restriction, because council said that he lived at that address, but I need to make sure now that he's out that she's not living there. Do you have? Oh, she's in custody. That's right. That's right. She's in jail. Okay, so no, I'm going to leave it as, so the complaining witness is in custody here with us because she has an open PCS out of Travis County. And I don't, do you split the cost number on that one? Is there a bond that's?
Number yet, it's bond denied, so
It's bond denied. Okay, so it's bond denied, so she can't get out until that 10th day hits, at which point we will set a bond and then go from there. So you know now what's expected of you. Don't mess up. Do you understand? You must also remain in contact with your lawyers. If your lawyers tell me that they can't get a hold of you because you're playing games and you're not responding to phone calls, text messages, likewise, I will issue a warrant for your arrest. I'm not asking for much. I just want I want my county protected. That's it. And I'm going to do it at all costs. Do you understand? Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Got it. So he's going to be monitored through pretrial, just for no alcohol, no dope. Good morning, Mr. Egan. Sir, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
On November 28, 2024, officers conducted a traffic stop on defendant's motor vehicle after observing it pass him at a high rate of speed, make multiple lane changes, and swerve in and around cars in a reckless manner. Officer accelerated to catch up to defendant and reached speeds of over 100 miles per hour to keep up with him. The defendant traveled about 7 miles in about 4 minutes. Upon contact with the defendant, officer observed glassy eyes, a strong odor of alcoholic beverage, an open beer can in the center console, a 6-pack of beer in the passenger seat, and spilt beer that was still cool to the touch in the front passenger seat.
Drinking while driving?
Yes, Judge. The defendant admitted to drinking. SFSTs were conducted, 4 out of 6 HGN, 6 out of 8 walk and turn, 2 out of 4 one-leg stand. DICs were read and consented to. The defendant blew a .147 and a .139. He does have an eligible driver's license, Judge.
Can you look to CPS and prior DWIs, please?
He had a DWI out of Travis County, but he was released without prosecution, Judge. So it's just a charge.
2 things. I am ordering you not to drive at all. You will be signing an affidavit with me today, Mr. Egan. This is a promise that you're going to make to me that you're not going to drive. I don't give a rat's behind what your excuse is. I don't care if Mother Teresa needs to ride to church. If I find that you drive, I can have a contempt hearing. You could be facing an additional 6 months in jail and a $500 fine every time you drive because it's an offense in and of itself. Do you understand? I'm also now ordering you to obtain a handheld interlock device that you're going to take with you everywhere you go to prove to me that you're not consuming alcohol. At the next time, if I find that you violate conditions, I will revoke your bond, put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. Do you understand me? We are sending a court order to DPS in Austin so that every single officer in this state will know that if you are pulled over, any car that you're to drive must have an ignition interlock on it. I'm ordering you not to drive at all. But if at some point you do, by some miracle, get the ability to drive, I'm ordering you not to drive any vehicle that doesn't have an ignition interlock on it. So if you're caught driving a vehicle and it doesn't have an interlock on it, you will go to jail. Do you understand? And then if I find that you drive, we can have a contempt hearing. So just don't drive and don't use alcohol. Do you understand? Or illegal drugs. We are going to reset your case to give you time to hire a lawyer. So I will have you come up here, swear to us that you're not going to drive. I'll get you to Ramona Senate.
No, sir. You're still talking. Sorry.
I will get you to Ramona sign a reset. You will then get with Felicia for your bond conditions, and after that, we'll let you go. Don't pick up any new cases. Behave yourself, because I'm going to tell you now, Mr. Egan, I will do everything in my power to protect my streets. And if that means locking you up and putting your bond in a sky-high amount, I'll do it in a heartbeat. Do you understand? All right.
Our next one is going to be Ms. Sanchez at 21. Yes.
Good morning, Ms. Sanchez. Ma'am, you were charged with assault of a family member. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, ma'am.
Defendant were in a dating relationship for 5 years. On November 27th, 2024, officers were dispatched to a residential home in Harris County, Texas, in reference to a family assault in progress. The officer contacted the complainant on the phone and could hear him screaming and telling the defendant to get off of him and to stop pulling his hair. Officer asked the complainant if the defendant was still assaulting him, and the complainant responded yes. Defendant fled the scene on foot when officers arrived. the complainant gave the direction of travel to the officer. The complainant stated he and the defendant had been putting up Christmas lights after drinking, and an argument ensued. The complainant said the defendant began attacking him by pulling his hair, causing pain. The complainant fell to the ground and the defendant proceeded with kicking him. The complainant said that when the defendant drinks, she gets aggressive and wants to fight. Officers returned the defendant to scene and she would not cooperate, was yelling obscenities at the complainant, and was acting belligerently.
Okay. Ms. Sanchez, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you now as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs, and I will randomly test you. If I find that you're consuming alcohol or illegal drugs, I will put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
If you don't have anyone to pony up $5,000 to $10,000 on a bond for you, guess what happens? You'll be stuck like Chuck until this case is over with. And I'm going to tell you, it takes damn near 9 months just to get a 911 tape. Behave while you're out there in the free world, or I will take the free world away from you.
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
Are you
Tell me, what do you do for a living?
I'm a recruiter, skilled trades, and then operations coordinator.
You have an income.
Not at this moment. I recently got laid off in October.
Okay. I have an application already on file. Do you want a court-appointed lawyer, ma'am?
At this time, yes, sir. If you could, please.
We need to talk about the complaining witness.
So Conrad has spoken to the complainant and he would like no contact as well as a residency restriction, Judge.
Okay. You heard that, Ms. Sanchez. There's a protective order that has been issued in this case. The protective order was issued on November 28th. I would suggest you get to know it. If you violate the protective order, they can and will file a violation of a protective order against you, and that is the capital murder of misdemeanors. It's one of the worst cases you could pick up over here.
Oh, yes,
Do you
sir.
understand? So
Yes, sir.
don't have any contact with them.
That's not a problem, sir.
Be in possession of weapons, and don't go back to the house listed on the protective order, which is at the Woodlands West.
That is not a problem, sir.
Okay, so I'm going to have you sign a receipt with Ramona. We'll have you get with Fleischer for your bond conditions, then we'll have you take a seat in the jury box while we find you a lawyer. Please. Do you mind filing no contact and no weapons, please?
Yes, Judge. And did you also say no alcohol or?
Oh, you know, don't worry about it, because since she's monitored, don't even worry about it. Right.
All right, Sir Tucci on page 22. SER. Did I pronounce it?
Sign it?
Yes, I did. Okay.
Give me a second. Let me see. Morning, Connor. Morning, sir.
Judge, does Ms. Sanchez have any documents to sign? With me.
Yeah, she will with Felicia. She's getting monitored.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, so you are Justin Sertucci.
Sir.
Sir, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir. Okay.
On November 27th of 2024, officers were dispatched to a person down call at the intersection of Bagby and Elgin Street. Officers observed the defendant's motor vehicle stopped in a moving lane of traffic. HFD advised that when they arrived earlier, the defendant was in the driver's seat behind the wheel with his foot on the brake and the vehicle in drive. HFD EMT further advised that when the driver woke up, he admitted to having been drinking. Officers observed a strong odor of alcoholic beverage and glassy eyes on the defendant. SFSTs were conducted, 6 out of 6 HGN, 8 out of 8 walk and churn, 4 out of 4 one-leg stand. On the way to JPC, the defendant threw up in the patrol vehicle. DICs were read but refused, and a search warrant for blood was signed and executed. He does have an eligible driver's license, Judge. He doesn't have any prior DWIs, but he has juvenile history.
Okay. Mr. Sertucci, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. Do you have valid liability insurance in your name? You have car insurance.
Sir.
All right. I am ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're using alcohol or illegal drugs, your bond will be revoked. You will go to jail. No more PR bonds. You understand?
Sir.
I see that you have a lawyer. Because you have a lawyer, we will waive your appearance. You don't have to waste your time coming to court, but you must stay in touch with Mr. Saman. He'll tell you when you have to come back to court. For now, I'll have you sign a receipt with Ramona. We'll have you get with your bond conditions with Felicia, and then we'll have you take a seat in the back, wait for Mr. Omar. All right? Please.
One last one, Your Honor. I skipped her by accident, page 3, Blackburn. Blackburn.
Is it Chaston?
Chaston.
Chaston?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Blackburn, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're also charged with unlawful carrying of a weapon. On the gun case, you're facing up to a year and or a $4,000 fine. And on the DWI, you're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. If you cannot afford a lawyer will be appointed to represent you, ma'am. Okay.
Officers were conducting an unrelated fatal accident investigation when they observed the defendant's vehicle traveling at a high rate of speed toward the blocked portion of the roadway. Officers saw the defendant disregard a barricade and were able to successfully get the defendant to stop by shouting verbal commands and utilizing their flashlights. Upon contact, officers observed a moderate odor of alcoholic beverage, glassy, watery, bloodshot eyes, and slurred speech. The defendant admitted to having 3 drinks at a nearby bar and was temporarily detained. SFSTs were conducted, 4 out of 6 HGN, 4 out of 8 walk and turn, and 2 out of 4 one-leg stand. DICs were read and breath was consented to. The defendant blew a .086 and a .084. During search of the vehicle, officers located a handgun within the center console. She doesn't have any priors, Judge, and she does have an eligible driver's license.
Great. All right, Ms. Blackburn, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're using alcohol or drugs, you will go to jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. Do you understand?
Yes.
Do you have a lawyer, ma'am?
No.
Tell me, what do you do for a living?
I've been staying at her mom since I was 21. I just started a part-time job at HEB 2 days a week.
Okay, so you're married?
Married.
What does your husband do for a living?
We're in real estate.
Okay, do you have the ability to hire a lawyer?
No. I'll have to speak to him and he can try.
So what we'll do is I can give you time.
Okay.
You know, what we normally do is we reset cases for 30 days to give you time to go hire a lawyer. But this is a DWI and there's a lot of timing requirements with the DWI. So don't just sit and wait a month or 2 months because you're only hurting yourself. You need to get on it. You need to get on it quick. Okay, if you have any issues, you can come back and tell us and then we can go from there. Okay? For now, I'll have you go to Ramona, sign a reset. We'll get with Felicia for your bond conditions, and after that, you'll be free to go. All right? Thanks.
Well, that's it for today, ladies and gentlemen. I broadcast every day at 3:00 p.m. Central, 4:00 Eastern. I think about 2:00 on the East Coast, on the West Coast. Again, thank you to all the new subscribers to this channel and those that do show your support to this channel. And just remember, if you like this core content and you're not a subscriber to this channel, please do me a big, huge favor and subscribe to this channel and help this channel grow. And show the hate channel, which I'm not going to mention their names, that we can do better without them. But that's it for today, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to call this one. You all have a wonderful evening. Ta-ta and ciao-ciao. And I'll see you again tomorrow.
Breakdown, you're the one I call. From the mountains high, come down to it all. With your tools in hand, making magic flow. Every broken part, you help me grow. my solid ground, always drawing near. Never give up on this heart of mine. Put it back together every single time. To all you do, from the highest peak, I can see it through. With your care and touch, everything's okay.